Hello and welcome to North Star Stamper. I'm Sue Kramer. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I live in Minnesota. I hope everybody's doing well. I don't know if I have any viewers in the northeast of New England of the U.S., but I hope you are being safe. Let's see. Where are we? I'm not finding myself on my page. Sorry. Here, we'll let you look at some pretty cards. These are all the places you can find me. I'm not everywhere on the internet yet, and I don't know if I will be. There I am. The best place to start is northstarstamper.com, and there are links to everywhere from there. Although I'm not sure my Instagram is connected to that. But I'm on Facebook, obviously, or YouTube, obviously, if that's where you're watching me. And I'm on Pinterest as well. Okay, so let's see here. We have some visitors, viewers. Hello, hello. And Anne and Kathy are the first two to say hello on Facebook. And I have to apologize, ladies. We're doing the same card that the three of us did last Wednesday. But I have more samples, and I finished the cards that I worked on when I was with you. All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. And hello to my mom and dad. We had a nice visit with them a couple weeks ago. You just live too far away. Okay, so here's the card. Where are my notes? Where are my notes? I found this on Pinterest, and the lady was nice enough to link it back to her blog. Her blog is called Linda's Stampin' Escape. Stampin' just like Stampin' Up! And she shared the Fun Fold Window card on February 24th, 2022. She also has a YouTube video that I just watched about a half hour ago. I hadn't watched it before then. But she did give us the measurements, and so that I am very grateful. I don't know Linda. Maybe someday I will meet her because she is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So we have a window card that also has, let me pull this out of the way, a pullout. It is super easy. I've tried something similar a few times before, and I just couldn't get them to work. But this one is so nice and easy. Obviously, you just cut an opening. It doesn't have to be a circle. I have some samples. And then you have the inside piece. Let me give you the dimensions in case you want to stamp along, or if you just want to get the dimensions and stop watching and go create your own, that works too. This is your standard A2 card. So folded, it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This one is a side opening. This one I do have the top opening, but the inside is the same. Kathy and I think we like this one better with the fold at the top and then the fold at the side. There's just a little more going on in the card. That's what I would say. Kathy, do you agree with me? Is that why you like the top opening better? It's just different. And I kind of like it that way. Okay, so we have a standard A2 card, whichever way you want. And then our white piece here is 5 1/4 by 8, and you score at 4 and 6, or 4 and 6. And that's it, basically. So an A2 card, and then a 5 1/4 by 8, scored at 4 and 6. And that makes your Z fold and your window. All right. And then I have, to make my hole here, I use the second largest of the stylish shapes. The large, I think, would be way too large and would overtake. Well, no, the largest would work, but I use the second size of the stylish shapes. I do have page numbers if you have your catalog. The stylish shapes dies are on page 167. Here's our 2 3/8 punch. That's our newest punch that has a coordinating circle saying stamp set. You can see that layers nicely, so you could use that with the stylish shapes. I like to keep this in here because this is going to be my sample. I have to get organized and make a notebook of all my samples. All right, so let's go through, show you some samples. This is the top folding. Again, same measurements and everything. And that nice large verse fits almost completely behind there, but it's hidden. I left it super plain. I just like the bright colors. This one, I used the same stamps. I just didn't stamp there. I added some rhinestones and some twine, and same thing. So I thought those were pretty. Today, well, here, let's show you this one. I'll show you them in the order that I made them. this one, I'm thinking, is this, I don't know. This may have been a craft roulette card. I don't remember. But you can make it with, or no, I just made this on Friday. You can make it with the squares too. I had to cut this top layer twice because I had to make sure my, in this case, diamond was exactly vertical. So these two were going the right direction. Or they weren't, the first one, it was tilted. Obviously with a circle, you don't have that issue. You just have to center it left and right. But this one worked. We have a new little one coming in the family in the next couple weeks. And the family has 2 girls and they have a little boy coming. So I thought that was kind of cute. I have an envelope for this card, but I don't know where it went. And then I was playing around with the fish. All these fish were die cut from the paper. And I used the Radiating Stitches dies. They are an online exclusive, so you can find those there. And I just did a little more stamping with the water stamp from the Gone Fishing stamp set, and stamped my envelope. Little happy birthday. And then I wanted to do something completely different, so I made this one this afternoon with the cheerful balloons. No, cheerful daisies. Bright. I don't remember the balloons. I have them right here, sorry. I do have it. Beautiful balloons. So this stamp set. And I do have my inks here if you want to see. So I just kind of kept adding balloons, and I added a little piece of pattern paper. And there's a lot of room for you to write. You could tuck money or a gift card in there too. So whatever shape you have, you can create with. And oh, that goes with that other card. Okay. And the colors on this one, in case you're wondering, I always want to know. My card base is Melon Mambo. I used Fresh Freesia, Highland Heather, and then a little bit of bubble gum. Bubble bath, not bubble gum, bubble bath. So those were my colors. And I just added those confetti with this. Oh, I could have used this confetti. I forgot about that stamp. And then I just gave the ones on the insides some tails. Oh, there we go. So that was kind of fun. It'll be a fun birthday card for somebody. I don't know who. Okay. Questions. Please let me know if you have questions. So Kathy agrees. She likes the top opening and she liked the fish with the radiating stitches. Isn't that fun? And I have been consistently, whatever I cut out of the front of my card goes here, because once you decorate the front, I don't know, it just ties it all together. I kind of like it. So today, we are working with Garden Green. And the only reason I chose Garden Green is because I was looking at my cardstock to replenish it, and I had 2 packs. So that's what we're going with today. So I have a standard A2 card, 4 1/4 by 11. I do have it scored at 5 1/2, so just in half. And then I have a piece of white here. 4 1/4? Yep, no, 4 by 5 1/4. Yes, 4 by 5 1/4. And then I center it left to right, and I have it near the top of my card. And then I'm going to run this through my die cut machine, and the amazing, what do they say? Television. With the magic of television. I have another one here. I do use washi tape to hold down things. And so I just held it down with washi tape, and now I have 2 circles. If I can get them apart, which we'll use on our card. Maybe. I'm going to go back to one of my samples to show you that you can make this card with a punch. This card was actually made with our largest punch. The newest punch is 2 3/8. Let me show you. It won't, you can't get it centered if you go in from the side, so I had to go in from the top, and it's a little close to the top for my liking, but it works. If you have an anywhere punch, I think another company offers those, where you can center your punch to be more in the middle of your card, but this, again, was made with the 2 3/8 circle punch, our newest punch. And so it does work. So I wanted you to see that. Okay, so back to our card. So here, I'm going to fold it this way. And I have the rest of my pieces. My 5 1/4 by 8, scored at 4 and 6. This is going to be our inside Z fold. So it's just combining a couple different cards. So back and forth. I do want this to fold flatly. So I do all sides. And we should get a pretty good crease there. Okay. I can actually put this in here. I will. Why not? So I've decided that this is going to be my thank you card kit for customers who order during July. Like I said, I had a lot of garden green cardstock. So you're going to get a card base, and I will probably cut that circle for you. It's just kind of nice to have that done in case you don't have a die cut machine or whatever. So I'll give you the white piece, this die cut. I'll give you all those. So far this is all you'll get. And then I'm going to punch or die cut. I haven't decided. Punching is just so quick. A bunch of green for you. We're going to put this on here. We're going to put this on here. And then I have a smaller one that I'm going to put in the middle. Isn't that cute? And then we're going to put a bunch of these. So help me decide, do I put a bird, and I can show you how I colored him with the blends, or flowers? I was thinking flowers just to be something different. So that, and then I'm going to stencil on the back here. So do you want birds or flowers? I have a few other ideas, and this is going to be my card kit. I thought I would show you some other ideas. I thought in the middle, where I have the bird, put him back where he's going to fit. I know this is a mess, but you get the idea. Where I have Mr. Bird, you could easily use an elephant. I thought any of them actually would be very cute in the middle there with some greens around him. Or if you have this one from Celebration, I think this was last year, like a year and a half ago, Celebration. The hippo would be fun with the greens. And then this bird came from Perched in a Tree. If you have our new monkey set, he would be really cute in the middle of this circle as well. So I have the bird. Or I can show you how I colored him, or do you want flowers? So let me know what you want to do, and I'm going to do some stenciling. Let's see. I have a piece of pattern paper here from the Subtle 6x6, and this piece is going to fit. Let's back up a little. It's going to fit right there. And that is 1 7/8, so just an eighth smaller than my 2 inches, by 5 1/8, so it's an eighth smaller than the 5 1/4. So 1 7/8 by 5 1/8. I think this is going to be my Fun Fold Friday this week. So all the my measurements will be on my blog on Friday. Brand new glue. It's kind of fun to have something that comes out right away. Oh, there's hearts on that side, but I like this. It kind of reminds me of a plant. So I'm going to center that. Normally I put my adhesive on the DSP, not on the other piece. I don't know what I was doing, but that works. All right. And then we're going to put this green one right here. To adhere this one, I'm going to use tear and tape. Mostly because it is more like a moving part, and I don't want it to come off. If I could find the end of my tear and tape, we'd be doing good. So I'm going to leave this closed, and I'm going to put tear and tape close to the fold there. And then a couple more here. And I'm burnishing them really well. And then we take the liners off. So let me know if you want me to use a bird or flowers for my focal point. Flowers would complement the bird. Oh, hi, Alma. Alma says to use both. I was thinking one or the other, but you know what? I kind of like that idea. So I'm going to put the bird there. I think I might need another layer in there. I don't know if I have cardstock in around. Let's see. Let's just play around. So that's what we're going to use. Do you want to see how I colored him? Let me know. I can show you that. It was really easy. I'm not a very fancy coloring artist when it comes to that. I have our Artistic Mix Decorative Masks. In the current catalog, they're on page 136. I think just there's no leaves, which I'm kind of bummed about, but I think just for interest, we're going to use this one. I'm going to add a little bit of green with a blending brush. And I have some greens here. If one or the other bird. Kathy says I could sponge the extra white circle a light blue. Oh, that's a neat idea. I don't know if I have any blue on my table, but obviously my blue ink isn't that far from me. I'm going to use soft seafoam because that is the color I have inside my card, and some of my leaves are soft seafoam. I just want to tie it all together, and I just want to add some extra interest to the front of my card here. Sorry, I'm going to go here. And what I like to do is hold down my mask or stencil. I like to call them stencils. Stampin' Up! Calls them masks. And I have my Iowa Post-it notes. I don't know where I got them. There we go. Any other thoughts about birds or flowers? So I'm going to ink and then tap it off here. I'm going to hold it and just kind of swirl. I can always go back and add more. Once I get a splotch on my paper, I always have to add lots of ink when I do that. Ink, ink, ink. Tap it off. And just swirl. It's very, very light, but I can see that it is on there. I don't know if you can see it yet. You can up here. I can see in my computer. I'm not very delayed today, so that's good. I think that's good. Just very subtle. I just wanted something interesting. My other ideas, which I haven't done yet on a sample, is to emboss this piece. Emboss this in an embossing folder. That would be kind of fun. Put this back in my stand. And there. When I saw that, it made me think of a dinosaur skin. I don't know why, but just a very, very soft and gentle. And then I'm going to use... So what do we think? People are being quiet. So this is going to go on top, and it's exactly the same hole, so it's going to line up just like that. The flowers I brought over from my stamp supply, I grabbed this one, the Sentimental Park. I have not used these flowers much at all. So if we don't use the bird, I will stamp up, or punch another circle, a smaller one than that. And then I would stamp probably happy birthday with some flowers and some flowers down here. I do have some twine, linen thread, and then some Pebbled Path twine that I'll separate and add. What do you think? I don't know. I think I want one or the other. I will make a second card probably with whatever I don't do now. Kathy, I like that idea. I'm going to go grab, although that circle is kind of big. I do have my punches. Maybe a 2-inch circle punch. You know what? I'm going to grab my blue. What blue should we use? How about boho? I like that idea. It'll look like the birds up in the sky. And, oh, sorry, I got my head in the picture there. I'm actually going to blend some here. I see those splotches. I'm not a very good blender. I'm learning. So go off, and then it's just wherever I don't know. I need to practice more, I think. The bird's going to cover it up anyway. I could have just used a blue piece of cardstock as well, but I like the blending. It's just softer. Make sure this is not the same circle. No. Almost. I'm going to go right there. Let's bring our card back. You know what? We're going to offset them. Like that. Almost looks like the moon behind him, doesn't it? And then the green leaves are going to be coming this way. These are just punched. They are not stamped. I have a note about these too. Excuse me, this is the Bough Punch, and it also has the smaller. These are the two that come in that one punch, punches both of these out. It's on page 96 with the layering leaves stamp set, and also you'll see just the punched shapes on page 148. I don't think I like that off-centered. We'll just go like that. How's that? All right, let's put things together. And then we'll decide at the end if we need bling or twine, or just putting a little bit on here and make sure I get right around my circle. And get it about in place. Best thing about my glue is I can adjust it. And from this side I shouldn't see any white. I do a little. There we go. Oh, I did that already? All right. I'm ahead of myself. All right, we're going to put the bird down here and this up here. So just some adhesive there. I'm going to put this at the top. I think Mr. Bird is going to go on some dimensionals. You can see I use blends on him. So when you're using blends, make sure you have paper underneath your cardstock that you're coloring on. I'm glad I didn't get it on my table. So nobody asked to see the blends, which is fine. You might have your own method of coloring. We're going to twist him a little bit. There we go. Now, easiest way to add lots of things with glue, put a bunch of glue on your silicone mat, I think it's called. And I'm using a stylus, whatever you have. You could just go like this too. And I'm going to put them on kind of over the top of him. I need some up on that leaf. It's going to be a mess at first. You can see there's a lot of glue, but that glue there will hold another one on, just like that. I'm going to take some here and put on the back of that stem. Maybe one more back here, like this. So my card kit, I'm going to include some leaves of some sort. So those of you that have already ordered, I will get a kit out to you soon, probably this week. Lots going on with Stampin' Up! Last week. They refreshed the clearance rack. I think they added over 50 items to the clearance rack last week. It was amazing. It was fun to watch, see what's there. Some stuff sold out within a matter of a day. Some of the pattern paper. This is kind of making a mess, but what I think I'm going to do is put some twine down here. So we had things added to the online exclusives. We had a new kit added, right? Yeah, it was a non-stamping kit. I didn't look that closely at it. I think it made slimline cards. So if you've never made a slimline, that'd be a good way to try it. Okay, so this is the jute that is part of the new In Colors, and this is Pebbled Path. So I'm going to separate. I know, I paid good money for this jute, and now I'm tearing it apart. Isn't that funny? All right, so once I get it started, it's going to make a mess on my table. I'll just swish it. There we go. So you can actually get 3 pieces out of this.
I'll do it now. Well, you never offered it.
I just think the jute is too thick. It would probably be fine. I actually got a card in the mail today, and they used the in-color ribbon. It's a thick ribbon, and she tied a knot and adhered it to my card, and it came through the mail fine. I don't think she had extra postage on it. Oh, I forgot to mention to everybody that postage went up today. But if you're like me, you just buy forever stamps, and I don't even pay attention to the cost of mailing a card. But I heard somebody, one of the demonstrators I follow, says that it's like sending a hug. So 66 cents is not very much to send a hug to somebody. All right, so we're going to put some of this. Oh, why did that stick? I don't know. We'll figure it out. We're going to put this down here. I'm just wrapping it around. I don't know an easy way to do that. Oh, you know what? We're going to add a sentiment. That'll cover up my mess at the bottom. So, since I'm going to do that, I'm going to put my knot off to the side. I'm just going to knot this. I'm not going to try to tie a bow. And I don't have a die cut for a sentiment yet. Actually, I don't know if I even have a stamp set that has a nice sentiment in it. So there, what do you think? I think we need more green, don't you? Maybe one more over here. Yeah. Where did my adhesive go? Little end. Just add some here, just like that. And we'll tuck it under. There. All right. This stamp set actually has some nice words. Let's celebrate you. My original thought was to stamp here, which is why I chose a light color for my blending, and I was going to stamp my sentiment here, but I think I do want to cover these up. We're just going to cut a rectangle. We're going to stamp first. How are we doing on time? Good. Good. Yeah, let's celebrate you. You can tell I use that one a lot. So I'm going to pick it up like this and pick it up like that. I do have garden green ink handy, but if you have brown ink, that would go really well with this card too. So I'm going to do the U first. And then let's celebrate. I can tell I didn't have enough ink on there. I'm going to center that. How's that? I think that's pretty good. That's what I got for my sentiment. Oh, what's going on? All right. All right. Put this ink away before I make a mess. Before I clean my stencil, I will probably stencil my envelope flap just to coordinate everything. I'm just trimming this down kind of close to the... I will share this with you. When I am cutting things, and I want it to be even, I don't measure. Bear with me. I eyeball. So the end of my stamped image is in line with this, the top track here. So I'm going to turn it around and line up the end of my stamped image with that same track. And then my white space on either side, here and here, should be close. It should, I imagine, within a 1/16 of an inch doing it that way. So usually I trim one side to where I like it, and then I look at my trimmer to see where that was. And let's see, maybe under one, like that. No, I'm going to trim it down some more. It's covering up too many of my leaves. Where did my piece go? There it is. It wasn't much cut off, but... And this I'll probably use dimensionals. And then I'll cover up that mess down there at the bottom. There we go. Dimensionals. Put one there. And one there. Put one right underneath. And then one on top. Right on top of my leaves. That should be good. I think we need a little bling too. What do you think? Just a little. Just a couple things. There we go. Let's celebrate you. Then you open it up. Oh, I could put happy birthday here underneath if I want. I don't know. I might. I might not. I don't know. It depends. All right. Let's see. Bling. Bling, bling, bling. Where did my... Oh, I think I know what I have. If I can find them. I do have some of the in colors. Those were back ordered, but I ordered a bunch when they first came out. This is what I keep my bling in. Oh, they're in a different box. Black matte, no. I thought I had some rustic gems or whatever they're called. I don't want anything too glittery. Those would work. We'll do those. These are the Adhesive-Backed Solid Gems, and they came in Copper Clay, Boho Blue, and Lemon Lolly. Some of our new colors, which are fun. I'm going to use some of the Copper Clay ones. And I take your pick tool. Sorry, I have to look right on to see where I want them. There. Come on, pick up. Maybe one by the bird. About right there. That's good. And then a small one right there. 3 in a triangle. It's just more pleasing, I think, to the eye. As you can see, I cut a slit in the end, and then I just slide them back in. And that way I can tell you exactly what it is I'm using. I think we're good. What do you think? Let's celebrate you. And there's my fun fold. Again, like I said, I'll probably put happy birthday, but I don't have a stamp next to me. So, directions will be on my blog on Friday with all my samples. You could let the designer series paper do the work. I did very little, obviously, to finish that card. This one I did a lot of fussy cutting for my fish. I kind of went crazy with the balloons, with stamping, and then I thought it needed a little more oomph, so I die cut some of those. This one goes with this. So there are my window card. Window Z-fold is what I think I would call it. And play around with your shapes. See, this is a retired stamp set, the Bugs. I bought it when it was on sale before it retired. It was the first time I used it. So, thank you for joining me. Questions? Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you watching me live. Let me know if you're watching the replay, either here on Facebook. I will publish this to YouTube tonight. So let me know if you watch on YouTube. I do get to see how many people watch, but I don't know who you are. So I'd like to know who's watching. And I do take requests. If you ever want to see anything, let me know. I love fun folds. So that's why I do them, because I enjoy them. I hope you do too. Again, just a quick window and then a Z-fold inside. I'm not sure why I hadn't thought of it before, but very fun. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Take care.